Look, guys, two games to break down for you in college hoops on Thursday. Up first, North Texas at Florida Atlantic. As a reminder, anytime you can go ahead, comment down below with your thoughts on this American Athletic Conference matchup. So, Thursdays have been my regular spot on the CBB tip-off show this season. I feel been breaking down quite a bit of AAC action for you. These teams in particular, as a matter of fact, just last week I broke down Florida Atlantic hosting Wichita State. Both teams came into that game hot, as I talked about. So I said, take the points. Lo and behold, Wichita State ended up pulling the outright upset. Another part of that handicap was FAU was in a giant look ahead spot. Owls had to go to Memphis on Sunday. And guess what? They lost that game as well, badly, in fact, 84-65 as 8.5 point underdogs. So now, okay, fast forward to today, in stark contrast to last week, FAU now off back-to-back straight up losses. As I look at the WagerTalk odds screen, the line has moved against them here, now plus 1.5 tonight versus North Texas. And that line movement towards North Texas does make sense. This is a team that has won and covered four straight. Actually, that ATS record, maybe 3-0-1 for some of you, depending on what you got as the closing line when the Mean Green faced Rice. So, what do we know about North Texas other that they've been playing well as of late? Well, they always, no matter what the season it's been, they like to play slow. Third slowest adjusted tempo in the entire country this season. That means far fewer possessions than your normal college basketball game. And sure enough, the Mean Green have the second best scoring defense in the country right now. They give up only 58.8 points per game. They allow the third fewest number of field goal attempts and the second fewest number of field goals made per game in the country as well. As a result, North Texas is within striking distance of Memphis for first place in the AAC, currently just one game back in the standings. A lot of those numbers that I just ran through a moment ago are in stark contrast to what FAU likes to do. The Owls average more than 80 points per game. They play fast, number 66 in adjusted tempo. So, what do we have here? It's what we call a pace war Thursday. You have to think whichever of these teams is able to dictate tempo likely gets the win and cover. And I think it's going to be FAU at home off the back to back losses. They have revenge here as well. Let's talk about that. 77-64 loss in Denton last month as 8 point underdogs. The Mean Green shot the ball very well in that one, 52.7% to be exact, scored 50 points in the second half. Very atypical. So I don't think we're going to be seeing that from North Texas again tonight on the road. So go ahead, smash that like button if you're rolling with AU plus 1.5 in this one. All right, before I get to Rutgers, Michigan, allow me to bare my soul and apologize for last night's 5% loss on Texas. Those of you that have been riding with me the last couple of weeks know we've had some fortunate breaks go our way. Okay. We've acknowledged them. We don't brag when it's a lucky win. We had Cincinnati against West Virginia. We had UCF against Utah on Sunday. Last night was one of those times when we are on the wrong end of a bad. It's very disappointing, obviously. I'm not happy about it, needless to say. 2-3 Wednesday overall, but still, I'm on an 18-7 all sports run. So there's still time to take advantage. Right there, you see it on the screen. That rest of the season college hoop special going on at WagerTalk, less than $5 per day. You get every college basketball play I release through the end of the NCAA tournament. Let us now turn to Michigan Rutgers. Michigan's going to be the NCAA tournament. We know that. And we also know the Wolverines have been living the charmed life as of late. Get this. Over their last 10 games, the Maize and Blue are 8-2 straight up, but they have a negative point differential over that span. The 8 wins have all been by 4 points or fewer. The 2 losses were by a combined 40 points. You would have to go all the way back to January 12th to find the last time Michigan won a game by more than 4 points. So why the hell would we want to lay nearly double digits with the Wolverines tonight hosting Rutgers? I know I won't be doing that. Apparently, most bettors do not want to either. Early line movement has gone the Scarlet Knights way, plus 10.5 down to plus 9.5 at most shops per the WagerTalk odds screen. These teams met back on February 1st, and true to form, Michigan won close. 66-63 did not cover as 6.5 point road favorites. Rutgers is a different team now than they were back on February 1st. Oh, by the way, Dylan Harper missed that first meeting. He's since come back. He's in fine form. He scored a total of 59 points the last 2 games, 34 in last week's 89-85 win at Washington, then 25 more in a 95-85 home win against USC on Sunday. By the way, those 95 points against USC for Rutgers, new school record for regulation points in a Big Ten game. So their offense has been firing on all cylinders the last two games. Meanwhile, Michigan could not hit water from a boat when they played Nebraska this past Monday. Wolverines shoot 29.5% from the floor, including 18.5% from three. But guess what? They still managed to win 49-46 because Nebraska was even more pathetic. Outside of Bryce Williams, the rest of the Cornhuskers were 7 of 41 from the field. Wolverines actually covered the spread in that game as 1 point favorites, but as you probably know, they have not been a good bet recently. Just 2-8 ATS their last 10. So while they're 8-2 straight up, just 2-8 against spread. They're not covering numbers. Again, no way I would want to lay this big number with Michigan tonight. By the way, Rutgers has covered each of the last four head-to-head meetings. So that is FAU plus 1.5, Rutgers plus 9.5 from me today. Smash that like button if you are in agreement. Hope you enjoyed the breakdowns, guys. Don't forget to subscribe to the WagerTalk YouTube channel if you already haven't done that. And until next time, let's cash some tickets.